Hi, it's Elise here at Bowman Library in our teen section with a whole new teen book spotlight. So our theme this week, we are taking a look at some books that take place in other countries. So we're gonna kind of go like on a mini worldwide tour here. And what I love about so many of these books that are set in other countries is it gives us the opportunity to go and visit them without having to physically get on a plane and go visit them. So let's get started so we can see where we're headed. Our first one is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. So 17-year-old blue-haired Kairu is living in Prague, which is a city in Europe, and she is an art student who's supporting herself by being a messenger. But she is not just any normal student or human. She is actually a chimera, and she is not a normal messenger. She needs to travel through strange portals, which bring her to unknown places, and she meets all these like completely mythical stranger creatures, but it's worth the risk because not only is the money good, she also collects wishes. It is on one of these messenger jobs that she starts to discover and see these little hints. There are these black handprints appearing on doors. And as she starts to piece things together, she soon realizes that there is this war brewing between devils and angels, which will change everything. Not only is it going to change everything in the world, but it also changes Kairu because it leads her to finding out the truth about herself, and it's not very easy to accept. If you like fantasy, mystery, mythological creatures, romance, this has it all. It's the first in a trilogy. All 3 books are out, so you can just like speed through Daughter of Smoke and Bone with the other 2. The Summer Prince. So in dystopian Brazil, it has been 400 years since nuclear war has changed everything. And then there was the Y Plague. The Y Plague came through and took out most of the male population, leaving behind a small percentage of males, and everyone else left is female. June Costa lives in the Palomares Trace, which is a pyramid city built by the controlling queen Odette. It is here that the rich live at the top and the poor live at the bottom. June lives on tier 8 with her best friends, and they soon find themselves befriending this guy named Enki. He lives on the very bottom, and he has also been named the Summer King. The Summer King gets named every year, and the Summer King is destined to be sacrificed in 1 year. Soon, June and Enki find themselves working together to create art projects, which brings attention to the growing revolutionary movement taking place. And June starts to fall in love with Enki, which will just lead to heartbreak. This unique dystopian novel will have you along a journey with June that changes her in ways that she could never have imagined, including become a way stronger person than she could have ever have thought. The Summer Prince. Leviathan by Scott Westerfeld. If you've read the Ugly series by Scott Westerfeld, this one is so good, but it's completely different, okay? It is 1914, and Prince Alexander is awakened in the middle of the night, and he thinks this is just another normal drill. But he soon learns that there's nothing normal about this, and his parents were the current rulers of what are called the Clankers. The Clankers are people who believe in the power of machines. They have been assassinated, and he is being sent away to a hidden location so he is not assassinated as well, because he is now the ruler of the Clankers. On the other side of the continent, when all of this is taking place, Derwin Sharp, who is a girl who is pretending to be a boy, she's training to be an airman with the British Air Service, and she's on board this living ship called Leviathan. When the Leviathan crashes in Switzerland, Derwin's and Alexander's paths soon intersect, and they will be entwined in ways that are essential not only to their survival, but the survival of the Allies as a whole as the Germans start to make their moves. This is a unique look at an alternative history of World War I. It's the first book in a trilogy. Again, all 3 books in this trilogy are out. If you love steampunk, this is right up your alley. This is Leviathan. Never Fall Down. So it is 1975 in Cambodia, and 11-year-old Arnchan Pond lives with his aunt and siblings. While they may be living in poverty, they are surviving. When the Khmer Rouge soldiers arrive in their village, though, everyone is sent to farming labor camps. And Arn is separated from the family he has always known, and he soon witnesses travesties and events that no one could imagine or forget. When a request goes out for musicians, Arn volunteers, even though he has never played an instrument before in his life. But he soon finds he has this natural talent and knows with him playing music, it's going to help him to survive until he can figure out a way to get to safety or the camp is liberated. This is based on a true story with hundreds of hours of interviews with Arn. You will learn about what happens to him during this genocide, as well as what happens when he transitions to the United States. This is Never Fall Down. Patron Saints of Nothing. I love this book, okay? This book it's so good. So 17-year-old Jay is just trying to make it through his senior year, especially since he's already been accepted to Michigan State. He has severe senioritis. He's just trying to do what he can. Jay, who was born in the Philippines, but he grew up in the United States, he soon finds out that his favorite cousin, Young, who is the same age, has been killed, presumably because he was selling and using drugs. In the Philippines, like today, like this isn't made up. In the Philippines, it is a crime that is punishable by death. If you are caught with drugs, or even if they think you are using drugs, you are put to death instantly. You are not arrested. There is not a court case. You are just put to death. Jay does not believe that what his cousin was accused of is true. And he convinces his parents to send him on an early senior gift. He wants to spend 10 days in the Philippines to try to figure out what really happened to Yoon. So while there, he rediscovers this culture that he has long forgotten, as well as family members he has never met at all, while trying to figure out and discover the many secrets that his cousin was holding on to. Part mystery, part realistic, part a look at the history and current state of the Philippines. You will not be able to put this one down. Again, I highly recommend this book. This is Patron Saints of Nothing. And our last one is City of Saints and Thieves. So Tina grew up in Congo, which is a country in Africa, but things changed when she is 11 years old and her mother, who is working as a maid for the wealthy Roland Grayhill, is killed in his study. Being forced to survive and protect her little sister, they flee to neighboring Kenya, where Tina becomes a member of a local gang. While she's part of this gang, she also starts to plot her revenge against Grayhill, who she is convinced murdered her mother. When Tina goes back to the Congo and breaks into the Grayhill house, she is caught downloading information that she was going to use for blackmail. She has no choice but to play along with the plan that is proposed to her, which is to help prove Grayhill, who she thinks is a murderer, to prove that he is innocent, because she is caught by his son and her former best friend, Michael. This will lead Tina into depths that she could never have imagined, and she will soon learn that things are not black and white, but there is a way murky area in between. If you like a good, gritty, suspenseful mystery thriller, then this is for you. You will also become immersed in the conflict still taking place in this region of Africa, and you will get to learn about what it's like there on a daily basis for teens growing up there as well. This is City of Saints and Thieves. So these are just 6 of the books that we have here at the library that take place in other countries. So I encourage you to come on down, check one of these out, or we can help you find whatever book that you are looking for. I hope you tune back next week when we have a whole new teen book spotlight, and have a great week.